Hello and welcome back to Otaku Oasis Podcast, where today we will be reviewing the movie Belle. I'm your host Joshua,
And I'm Eric.
and this movie was certainly something.
Yeah, it was something. Something not great.
It was only bad, apparently. For me, sub was fine, but
Yeah, so I watched the English dub. And by the way, we're recording this like the day before Valentine's Day. We watched this back in like a month ago.
it was only like 2 weeks ago, really.
No, it was in January.
Yeah, I
It
know it
was
was in
like
January, but
yeah, it was like the second week of
it wasn't,
January.
it wasn't early January.
I
I was at school when I watched it.
I
It
have
was like
the
late
ticket on my
January,
phone. I have the ticket on my
yeah.
phone. Let me pull it up. Uh, if I knew what app it was in, let me. Okay, it was January 21st. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I told you it was in the 20s.
I remember it being mid. I remember it being like almost a month ago at this point. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I watched the English dub, and immediately was introduced to bad lip syncing. They didn't try. They okay. So the English dub. Well, let's start with the opening of the movie. It starts with narration and then Belle singing in the metaverse.
Honestly, I feel that opening narration is like probably one of the few things that actually very much ticked me off just because I felt it was so pointless because they like stated again just a little bit like
Yeah.
I'd say like 5 10 minutes later. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
Um.
Like I get you want to open it so you can introduce your audience to it, but you can know you could also introduce it at the same time the character learns it. But whatever.
Yeah. No. I didn't have too much of a problem with it. I didn't have a huge gripe. Thought it was fine. Uh. So they decided that it would be a good idea to dub the music. And
Yeah,
to their credit, the singing itself was not that bad. I actually didn't have a problem with. My only problem with the music is that it was all forgettable. Like I could not hum a single tune as soon as I walked out of the theater.
I mean I won't deny the music in this movie I didn't find particularly memorable either,
Yeah,
but
like it wasn't bad. It was just forgettable. But oh my gosh, the lip syncing. They didn't try. The character's mouth would be open, but like no sound would come out. But then like the character's mouth would be closed and like five syllables would come out. Like a mouth closed. I'm like, what is
it's
wrong with this movie? They didn't try. They didn't try to lip sync this.
This is why it's so much better just to watch it in the original language because you don't have to worry about lip syncing
Yeah.
problems.
Also CG, which apparently this was good CG for an animated movie. I thought
Yeah.
it was not great.
If you want bad CG, I recommend Fireworks.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna say this was abysmal, but I wouldn't also like CG movies exist. Disney and Pixar make CG movies. This
Okay,
wasn't
but for
great.
Japan, this is actually really good CG. I get the Western standard, but Japan CG isn't at where ours is.
Yeah, but even then, like, I feel like this didn't understand. So let's explain this. So this movie takes place partly in the real world and partly in the metaverse created by Nintendo. The
Is that what you're calling you?
look at the logo for you. It was literally the Nintendo Wii U logo. The entire time I'm like, oh, she's using the Wii U. The entire time I was making jokes about it being the Wii U.
I didn't think I looked that similar.
Oh, it was 100% the same. Are you serious?
Not 100% the
It was
same.
literally just the rectangle with
The
the
copyright
orange.
problems. It was 100% the same.
They changed the color.
Changing the color, I don't think would change the problem here.
I it was the Wii U logo. Like, but I don't know if I'm gonna put this up in post or not because I don't plan on putting much editing into this. Not gonna lie, um, but it's the Wii U logo. Anyways,
Yeah.
it takes place in essentially the metaverse, and I feel like they don't understand how social media works, or
Makes sense.
the excuse for like why Belle looks the way they do. It's like, okay, but why does nobody else look like that? Where it's like supposed to be biometrics, and yet you have like little tiny.
Yeah, I think you're not supposed to think about it because clearly I don't think it's meant to be a main focus, but yeah,
It bugged me.
I agreed it. Oh, no, it bugged me too. I'm like, it's kind of silly. Why she's like the only, like, one of like only a few people there who are like
Humanoid.
actually physically human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It 100% bugged me. I was so taken out of the movie like immediately. But yeah, so we get we get the opening with the narration, and then we get Belle singing, and then it cuts to the past, where we see Suzu, I believe her name was.
Mhm.
And this is as far as my memory of names going, I don't remember anyone else's names. And she's like struggling.
Don't worry, I don't either.
Yeah, she was struggling. Her mom had just died, I believe.
No, not just died. She died like 10 years ago by the flashback, seemingly.
Yeah, so it was a flashback. The mom went into the river to like save a child. She saved the child, but the mom died.
Mm-hmm.
And so Suzu was left with her dad, and she was like just very depressed, didn't really talk to her dad that much. And was she bullied as well? I forget if she was bullied.
I think when she was younger, at least directly, but when she got older, not directly at least anymore, just because changing times and whatnot. But
Yeah. And then we meet her best friend with I forget her name. We get saxophone girl. She was pretty saxy. I liked her. And then we get
yeah, that is one thing I'll always say. I'm glad they didn't take her character in the direction I thought they were going to.
I'm so glad too. She actually was my favorite character. I don't remember her name, but she was my favorite.
Honestly, I just like the canoe dude.
No, the kayak dude. I swear,
Like kayak dude, yeah.
I don't know. I do not know. I am 99% sure that was Tom Holland in the English dub.
Don't think so.
If anyone else watched the English dub, back me up. He sounded just like Tom Holland. This is not another Yadano situation. That was Tom Holland, and I don't care what Wikipedia says. Oh my gosh, that was Tom.
Brandon Engman?
Well, you know what, Brandon? Props to you. You could definitely, be the voiceover for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like, when he's in the suit. If they couldn't hire, if they make, a Spider-Man game based off, No Way Home, you could be Tom Holland's voice double. Congratulations, ma'am. I don't know how, I could tell you. It was funny. It was great, though.
Hopefully his voice sounded better than back in Wuthering with You, because, man, he did not do well voicing the protagonist in that movie.
Wait, he was the protagonist of Weathering with You?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was not a great showing, but...
I don't know if it was just direction or what, but...
Well, yeah, I think it was direction, because...
Not particularly.
I think it was...
Particularly liking his voice as the protagonist.
I think it was bad casting. I think it was not the right type.
Yeah.
I think his voice actually wasn't even that bad. It was just the typing wasn't great.
Could very well be.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I'm just like...
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw that as well, so...
Yeah. It was a little... it was a little rough, but I think it was really just because of that, the typecast.
Mm-hmm.
But wrong movie. We're talking about Belle. So yeah, we get introduced to all of those. We also get introduced to, I guess, the main love interest? Question mark.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. There's a difference between, him
IOL and virtual.
And the other guy.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
I thought.
I'll get to it when we get to it, but it is actually kind of smart on a narrative level.
I thought it was the same person. I was literally betting on him being the guy the whole time.
Oh, I thought I was too originally, but yeah, no. I mean, this movie got me twice, so I will have to say I give it props for that.
I'm trying to remember if there's anything else to get you on. I don't know.
It was just the girl not doing like not going down the route I thought she was, and like the beast not being who I thought he was as well.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, so we have Suzu, we have the cast, and then we see. I might begin this out of order. I remember at one point she pukes on the bridge, and I was disgusted because we actually see the puke.
Yeah.
There was 2 moments where I thought like I was about to like vomit and like have to leave the theater. That was one of the moments. We'll talk about the other one because it was close towards the end. But I was like I turned off from the movie at that point. I was like, this is too gross. I don't want to watch this. But they made me.
It is realistic though.
I don't know. Anyways, then we see her enter the U for the first time, and we get a little bit of an explanation of how it works. It takes biometrics and like photos to build an avatar that's supposed to look kind of like you. And she used a picture of her and the Saxy girl, and so it kind of made a mix between the two.
Or at least that's what she thought, but it's more based off of her than you would think.
Yeah. And that.
Although I don't really like the idea of like towards the end, like where they bring in the idea of like, oh, it's the internal factors that also is taken into like.
Wait, did they go into that?
Yeah.
I did not.
That, like that's why the beast has this appearance and why he's so strong and whatnot.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, no, no, you didn't need to add that. That's kind of dumb. You
Yeah.
just left it as it is.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I get what you're trying to go for narratively, but
yeah. But yeah, so she gets entered into U and immediately just starts singing, I guess, and everyone in the entire globe stops what they're doing to watch this random person sing.
Yeah.
They don't understand how social media works.
Yeah, no, I mean, the person who directed this, I mean, like, nothing against Mamoru Hosoda, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't quite understand it.
Yeah, like.
Man's been, directing movies since I think, like, around, like, I don't know, like, late 80s, early 90s-ish.
Oof.
Around
Yeah.
that time. Yeah.
Actually, not as long as I thought, but okay. But yeah, like, it was. Social media doesn't work like that. You can't just get on the platform and sing one song and then have billions of followers. Like, that doesn't happen.
At least not anymore.
Yeah, maybe early days. Like, I guess you could have a Justin Bieber, but even then, Justin Bieber, for as much as I don't like him, when he was a kid, he did put in the grind. Like, it wasn't just one video and he went viral. It was quite a bit of music before anyone noticed him.
Yeah, I mean, or you could have one of those highly produced, very scummy companies who did like Black Friday.
It wasn't Black Friday. It was just Friday.
Or just Friday, whatever.
Yeah. Friday, gotta get down.
Okay, no, stop it, Eric. We don't want copyrights.
They're not gonna copyright based off my voice. Okay. Also, apparently, so that song's not good. But I guess she did a sequel called Saturday, and that one actually isn't terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, Saturday's not bad. Not my favorite song, but like, she redeemed herself. I think Saturday was fine. Definitely did not deserve the hate she got for that song for Friday. But anyways, yeah, that's just not how the internet works. Like, especially today, you're not gonna sing one song and get 1 million followers. But okay, let's believe that she did.
Yeah.
The entire world loves Belle and wants to know who Belle is. And okay. And then we find out like the best friend knows about it, and she plays a little imp-looking character in the U verse.
Mhm. Yeah, but anyways, that's really not the plot because like practically this gets swept away 15 minutes in because
There's a concert.
Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter really because the beast shows up, and that's the important thing.
That's what I was getting to.
And then this movie takes an entirely different direction after like 15 minutes in.
Yeah. So like the whole thing's like set up to like, oh, Belle is famous and like she has to deal with like all these celebrities, and there's another celebrity that doesn't like her, but we never really learn anything about that celebrity that doesn't like her. But then
I honestly feel like the movie could have been way better if they instead focused on just the building up of that and whatnot and the problems behind it.
yeah, but then we get a concert with Belle, and everyone in the entire world is there to see it, and then the Beast crashes it, and robots are chasing him, and mass dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Anyways, besides the point, the beast shows up, basically interrupts it, and then everyone's on a hunt to find the beast because, just apparently he's a big threat. Because, yeah, it's
Again,
never established or anything. It's literally just thrown in there.
yeah, again, this
Like,
is what I mean. They don't understand social media.
Yeah, and I just also feel like like they could have, if they were going to do this thing with the beast and whatnot, I feel like they could have introduced them better.
Yeah. Well, because, like, here's my problem with all of it was, like, the Beast comes in, and, like, they're chasing him down. Like, okay, he interrupted a digital concert. I don't know how he did that, but sure. But then they're like, yeah, he won a lot of fights, and, like, how dare he win a lot of fights? And it's like, well, did he cheat to do so? What is wrong with him winning fights in a video game? Is it illegal fighting in a video game? And is he like killing people? Like, I'm pretty sure there's just a like instant respawn. It's a social media app.
Yeah, it also just like this is like where one of those things where establishing your world would also be very much helpful because the physical like the virtual world does not seem to impact the physical world at all. So
Yeah, so it's like I like again, it's like why is this such a big deal? Why is like he a is he like a heel in wrestling, I guess? Like I guess you don't like the heel in wrestling, but again, is it enough to be like, yeah, let's dox him and get a bunch of hate and thrown his way? It's like, I don't know. Also, I thought about going into the ethics of doxing, but I don't think we need to get into the ethical debate of it. That should never be a punishment on a platform, and if it is, that should be illegal. You don't dox people.
yeah,
Um, I feel like doxing should be a crime. I don't know if it is or isn't at this point, but it should be. Don't do it. It's not cool.
uh, yeah. I mean, it's at least like I think what it's counted as now. It's just an extreme version of cyberbullying, and it's just not good. But
Well, also dangerous.
how? No, I know. Just how well it holds up in court, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, there should be some laws in the books for that. But anyways, besides broken legal system, yeah, like I'm just like, again, why is that merited? Why is the big deal that he should be doxxed and made publicly? No, public enemy number one. They never really explain it. But
Yeah.
then a lot of the movie becomes
Regardless, basically, it's on finding him, and Belle finds him.
yeah, like the rest of the movie becomes a
tries to make
search.
connection with him.
Yeah, so like they spend like what the next 10, 15 minutes like doing all this research and like looking into every rumor. It's like, could he be a baseball player or like this actor, or maybe he's this painter that painted all these spots on his back. And then like Belle in like 10 minutes figures out like where the beast is, and the programmers who should know what everyone is doing in the game social media thing can't seem to find him because reasons.
I mean, that's like skipping. Well, I guess
Okay.
not way ahead.
Again, it's like,
But
okay, that was another thing too about the doxing thing. Where it's like, this is a social media app. All of the profiles should be in a log somewhere inside the company. They should be able to just delete the account if he was really that much of a troublemaker.
yeah,
Why do they need to go through this trouble of finding him within the app itself? I don't get it.
Yeah, mostly just because the author doesn't know much about social media.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
we need to get the cough button going.
That was a sneeze, but whatever.
Well,
Um,
do you not know about that? In radio, they have what's called the cough button, and it's a little red button that just insta mutes the mic. So if they know they're going to cough, they'll press that.
mm,
And just as long as they have that button held down, they'll be muted. But as soon as they take it off, they'll be back on. So
I see.
yeah, I don't know if it's actually called
But
the cough
anyways,
button. But,
so but by this point, I realized, oh, this movie's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast.
yeah, it like took me so long to realize that, and then I was like, oh, so yeah, she finds the beast finally, and she like goes into this castle, and then it's like, oh, so he has a magic castle that's just hidden that the developers of this don't know about. Okay, sure. Um,
And it has creatures that are similar
subservient.
to like virtual inanimate objects.
Yeah, the subservient to him and not the developers. Sure.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, she finds the beast, and the beast is emo, and doesn't want her around. And yeah, we see like he
Uh-huh.
has scars on his back, I guess, even though his back is a cape because reasons.
Oh, I guess. Do we want to mention the total like completely pointless scene of like those girls like cyberbullying her or whatnot?
Belle,
Yeah.
I don't remember the scene, so sure, go ahead.
There's this one scene that is like super out of place and has like nothing to do with the rest of the movie, and that like the girls suddenly start like cyberbullying her for some reason for getting close to like that boy because he's popular now or whatnot, and it's like really dumb, and they don't even reveal who was the one who sent it out or anything like that. So like,
Oh yeah, I remember
what's
now.
the point?
Yeah, so they had like a conversation in the hallway, and like he grabbed her hand, and then she got flustered and ran away, and then that's when the cyber. Okay, I remember that now. Yeah, yeah, that was dumb, but par for the course. Uh, do we remember what was happening in the real world at this point? Because I remember she leaves the castle, but I don't remember what she does when she leaves and goes back to the real world.
She talks to like her mom's friend group, who's like a singing choir group type
That's
thing about
right.
writing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was very confused what was going on. Can she just not sing anymore in the real world?
She's kind of traumatized by it because like her mother was the one who gave her that love for it, but then she's dead.
Okay, so I couldn't tell if it was she physically couldn't sing anymore because like I used to be in choir, but I have vocal nodules now, so I don't sing. Well,
You see,
I don't
you see,
sing
like
well.
I think this movie has like a great story if it focused on like that like the story that it had set up in the real world instead of like this virtual world story that they decided to insert into it, then connect back to the real world towards the end, like very last minute and very very contrivedly.
Yeah,
Like seriously, who was going to pick up that it was the fudging like picture that's shown early on in that like interview thing and whatnot? I'm like,
spoilers, but yes. Um,
we're talking about the movie. It's fine. We're discussing it as a whole.
yeah. No, that's my thing too. But also, it's like I didn't. I guess if you knew the Japanese title, it made more sense. I did not walk into this movie. I actually had zero expectations for this movie. All I knew was that it existed, and I walked into it. And
Yeah, no, I walked into this movie knowing two things: the title and that it was directed by Mamoru Hosoda.
I knew
Because
less than
that's
that. Um, and I don't know who like why they thought a like half done, half baked Beauty and the Beast anime retelling was going to be a good idea in the metaverse. It's like, what were you thinking? Who do you think this is for? I don't know what the audience was. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with this movie.
well, I mean, if you want to at least understand the director's thought process a bit, he thinks he's better than the Ghibli director. So
Are you serious?
yeah, he said that in an interview.
How many masterpieces has Studio Ghibli cranked out?
I mean, quite a bit.
And this guy made Belle, so you know
Well,
what?
no, he's made other stuff that have been popular, but would I say it's popular as Ghibli? Probably not.
No, I mean did not watch anime at all growing up, and I watched Ghibli. I watched Spirited Away. Like, get out of here. my 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 family watched Spirited Away, and they hate anime. Also, Ponyo was great. I remember Ponyo.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Those were the
Yeah.
two I mainly watched.
But
I don't know.
regardless.
Where were we at the? I don't even know.
I don't know, just a lot of this movies in between is kind of fluff. Like, okay, I don't hate like the thing that they like the scene that they did with like the saxophone girl and the kayak dude like
That was cute.
like basically supporting each other. But man, was that scene lazy as all heck.
I actually found it funny. I agree it was lazy, but I thought it was hilarious. Just like how long the saxophone girl was just standing there with her like head in her hands and just not moving, and like nothing was going on. I was like, okay,
Well, also they moved everything like off screen to do the talking too. I'm just like, oh wow, I definitely could see where this scene had its corners cut.
yeah. I'm like, on a certain level, I'm like, I agree it was lazy. They probably did it because they didn't have the budget or didn't have the time, or whatever. But on another level, like, it was hilarious to me. I thought it was funny. Like, that was like the best. That was my favorite scene, just because of how funny it was. I thought it was genuinely funny too, um, which
I
says you
just
a
kind of
lot.
got the general. I like it was funny the first time. The second time, I'm like, okay, I've already seen this. You did basically the same joke in a row, so I'm over it at this point.
Oh no, it kept me laughing. I like, and to tell you that was my favorite scene, and that's the scene that kept me laughing, is to tell you just what I thought about the rest of the movie.
I honestly kind of like the parallelism that this movie has at towards the end, but
Yeah, yeah. So we see like Score. Let's go back to the beast thing. So we see scores, and the scores start glowing, I guess. But also, the scores aren't even on his back, even though they make a big deal about that. The scores are on his cape. So, um, like I guess that's a small detail, but also just like, again, why?
well, I mean, there's a reason for it.
Because they want to make it visible, but they also thought the cape made him look cooler.
Well, I mean, but like, there's a physical reason for it, but
No, I know why the scores are there, but why are they on his cape?
I mean, I assume it's just like actually a part of his back, really, because it's just a virtual model, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
It's also one of those weird times where the physical world does actually affect the virtual one.
Actually, yeah. Wait, you're right. That's the only time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this movie.
This movie tries a bit too much, I
Yeah.
think.
I remember I told people in my work that I was gonna go see it, and they're all like looking at me weird. I was like, it's a. I almost said your name. I was like, yeah, this is a friend suggestion, and I like came back to them. They're like, what is it like? And I was like, imagine Beauty and the Beast, but child abuse.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, with that, should we just segue towards the end, really?
I like there's a whole lot that happens in the middle of the film, but like it's the same debate of like doxing. They were going to dox Belle. Oh no, they're gonna dox Belle, and then it's like no one cares. He just runs away, and it's like okay, whatever. And like the okay, also we didn't really talk about like the actual police dude. We just talked about the idea. I don't understand what the like. I guess he was supposed to be Gaston, but he
Yeah,
wasn't.
I guess. But I honestly just feel like it would have also been nice if we saw the real life personality for like that police dude
Yeah.
sort of thing. As
Also,
well.
the other like singer that hates Belle, like she's there in the beginning, then just doesn't show up, and then at the end she's like, "Wait, Belle's just a kid, but I relate to her too." And it's like, what? Who are you?
Yeah, again, this is just a lot of the movie overachieving and not really being able to meet those.
Yeah, I thought that the Beast was gonna be the boyfriend, and I thought that good chick was gonna be more important, and she was going to be the saxy girl. But then the saxy girl is like a dog that plays the saxophone. So I don't know.
I thought the police guy was gonna be the saxophone girl,
Wait, you
like
thought the
under the assumption
police?
that the boy. Yeah, under the assumption that the beast was gonna be the boyfriend and whatnot.
I don't know. I don't think I ever saw that. I don't know if I see that now, even with you explaining it. Okay.
Oh, I know it's wrong, like based off how the movie goes, but that's what I was thinking, like going into it and like when I saw it and whatnot.
Yeah, but like I guess it's like I don't know what to talk about because like this movie just kind of goes in circles with what it was doing, and it's like okay, like then like they finally figure out. I guess we can go into like they finally figure out who the Beast is, and it's this kid that's getting abused, and the kid was
Mm-hmm.
live streaming them getting abused, but nobody cared, I guess,
Yeah.
and so um they like track down using like, the IP or whatever, and like find the kid. Oh no, they use like the window in the background to see like a tower, and then like locate how it would look.
Triangulated based off of like other places.
Yeah, and so she goes off to try and find him, and then like the Beast is actually really strong because he gets abused, but also like, is he the only person in all of you that gets abused? Like, didn't they say there's like 3 billion people on you?
Yeah.
It's like, is he the only one? He's the only person that goes through any hardship.
Yeah, like, and it's part of the problem of using like a social media thing for the platform as well. You know.
Yeah. And also like the kid didn't really like want help. He just wanted to meet Belle. Like that was his only goal in life. Um, and so the
Well,
only way,
I
yeah,
think it was A personally for his brother, but yeah.
but yeah, he didn't accept help until Belle went into the U again, and then she doxed herself essentially. Uh, and then everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, she's just a girl." Uh, and then all the friends come in, and everyone sings along, and they sing "Kumbaya," and the Beast is willing to help or to
Yeah.
accept help.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like what? And like the guy, what the police dude, the Gaston character, I guess, was willing to dox her not like 5 minutes earlier, and then she doxes herself, and he's like shocked that she would do that, and then he's like, "But why aren't you embarrassed? You should be embarrassed." And I'm like, "What do you mean she should be embarrassed by like she chose to do that? There's a lot of people that use their face on the internet."
Okay, but I mean, you is like meant to be like a very like private thing, so I can understand why he's confused and like, why would you reveal your face if you want to be private? You know?
But then he's like, she should be so embarrassed and ashamed that she wouldn't want to show her face. And it's like,
I
maybe she
think that
just
may have
made the
been a dub.
choice.
I think that may have been a dub thing because there wasn't anything about like saying that she should be embarrassed or anything.
Oh no, that was okay. So that was a dub thing, but like, that was literally the reasoning for doxing was because it embarrasses them. Like that was why they were trying to dox the Beast was because it would have been embarrassing for the Beast to be doxed. And I'm like, that's a little more than just embarrassing. That's like inviting actual real world violence.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like in the Japanese version, it says something along the lines of like actually like getting like physically bullied off the internet basically is what the aim is.
Yeah, no, in the English one, it was just to embarrass them and shame them.
Yeah, doesn't quite have the same effect.
Yeah.
Regardless, anyways, so basically,
Ugh, I hate this
Belle
movie.
travels across. Belle travels across half the country to go save the kids, doing basically what her mother did at the beginning of the movie, saving kids that she didn't even know.
Okay,
Which that is the nice parallelism I like, but that's about it.
I never made that
Um,
connection. I never made that connection.
you didn't? Yeah.
No. Also, the second this is the second time when I almost wanted to puke was when the dad like ripped her face open.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
mean, it was pretty gruesome, but I don't think it was puke worthy.
I felt okay. It was not as bad as the vomit one, but I definitely was queasy at that point. I was a little queasy.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've seen like more gruesome stuff animated, so I'm like, that's nothing. I'm like, ouch, that hurts, but
So
not that bad.
I have a problem.
Stuff I've seen.
Like I played Bloodborne. I don't have a problem with blood in and of itself, but like, it's almost better when it's like a gratuitous. Is that the right word? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah. Gratuitous.
Yeah, gratuitous amount of blood. Where it's like, okay, this is like cartoony, like versus like just seeing like a face get ripped open and it being like kind of like how it would look in real life.
I've watched like realistic gruesome stuff in animation before, so I'm like, this doesn't faze me that much.
Yeah.
I'm like, ouch, that hurts. You'll be fine though, because you aren't gonna get killed.
I actually
I do
like.
find it kind of weird that he just stopped attacking after like the second one. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
no, that was my thing too.
Dumb.
Like literally, she just stood there and stared at him, and he just stopped and then fell to the ground and then whimpered away, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm like that's not how that works.
Like I don't know how YouTube's gonna like this because I don't know they like use content words. It's like this is an actual like kitty herder. Let's see if that gets copyright, or not copyright, but just like censored on YouTube.
Just the
and
the way
he
that these actions were portrayed were just not
realistic.
think.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like that's a teenage girl just staring at you after you rip her face open. That's what makes you stop and like recant your actions? What?
Yeah.
And then like everyone just gets a happy ending and they walk in the sunset and she gets a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's about it.
I'm like, man,
Yeah, but that's why there's a difference between the two. It's literally just because she was willing to do basically what her mother did and whatnot. And this isn't even talking about the dumb like plot that she has with her dad that isn't really touched upon either.
oh no, they never do anything with the dad.
Yeah.
I think at the end she asks for dinner and that's as far as they go.
Yeah, basically it's meant to be like their thing is all repaired by the end and whatnot too, which I'm just like, okay.
Also, something about freckles. I remember the freckles being important.
Well, I think that's mostly just because it's in the tagline in Japanese.
I don't know. I just I like there's music throughout this whole thing, and we didn't even touch on it because like it's just forgettable. Like it wasn't bad, and it wasn't ear grating. I think the English actually was pretty good, but like I couldn't hum a single tune.
Yeah, the Japanese singer was pretty good too, but yeah, no. Well, I mean, I should say it was actually like a Japanese singer who voiced the character and actually sang the songs in Japanese, so.
Yeah. I don't know if they had two different people in the English one. I wouldn't surprise me. It sounded different.
Yeah, probably.
But, yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't. Like, I could go on about the lip syncing. The lip syncing was better in the 2D, not perfect, but it's better in the actual, like, 2D animated. In the CG, they didn't try. They just didn't try. It didn't line up at all.
Jeez.
Like, it was.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. And, like, we can go into, like, more detail, but why bother? Like, this movie was just. It was not great. It was not a good movie.
I think we went fairly in detail already, so.
We skipped like half the movie. We gave up like halfway through, and then we're like, yeah, it pretty much just did the same thing like 2 times over.
But like, what is there to like talk about those scenes? I'm like, if there isn't really anything to talk about it, why talk about it? You know?
Yeah, that's my point. It's like we could bring that up, but why bother? It didn't add anything. It was the same crap over again.
Yeah, I'm like, at least with Josie, Tiger, and the Fish, I'm like, at least every scene felt like they were important.
Oh, I love Josie, Tiger, and the Fish. I thought it was a good movie. I want to rewatch it, but I don't know where we could rewatch it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably out on DVD. It might be out, and if you get it on DVD and just, I think usually it comes with like a Funimation digital code, and then you can put it on my Funimation account, and then.
Put it on your Funimation account? Okay. Yeah.
we share it. It's not like it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, totally. No.
But you just don't use it that often.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, let's get back to this movie. Oh, let's not get back to this movie. Let's call it here.
Yeah.
I give this movie 2 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend it, even if you are an anime fan. I don't think this is worth it.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna give a score. I'm just gonna say, you can go watch it, but don't expect like a massively coherent plot.
Well, like, I guess some people did enjoy it, and like, good for you. I don't see it. Also, okay, wait.
Yeah.
One more thing too. Apparently, Lily Pichu was in this movie. I don't know who she voiced, but apparently she was in it. So.
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know who Lily Pichu was. Maybe it was Sexy Girl. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But yeah, like, as someone who's not a huge anime person, I would not recommend this to someone that does not like anime at all. If you want to introduce someone to anime, not the movie. Even if you're into it, you can skip it. You're not missing a whole lot. This isn't a Your Name or like Silent Voice, like, or Spirited Away. This isn't a shattering movie.
Yeah. But with that, I think that's about it. So, thank you for watching.
Yep. More calm videos to come later.
Yep. Bye.